All right, we have I don't know if you guys caught this. I think the stream went down. The stream went down while we were trading, but so we took the break of that low. We got 2/3 off right now. Um, we're averaging about 400 a contract right now. I got one on, and I'm just going to see where it runs. I got one on at a break even. We should have a nice pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if we drop down about 30 points today. So I'm just going to watch that. Like I said, I still got that one on from the break of the low. Yeah, we filled today's gap, but I think we're going for tomorrow's gap, Anthony. Right now, we're showing slightly overextended on the 30. We'll see if we can consolidate a little bit over here. And our next target would be about 374. So let's see if we can get a little consolidation, come right back. I'd hate to get whacked out on this though. I'm at a break even on the last third. Oh yeah, there she goes. Say goodbye to my baby. Mm, 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 mm. Yep, that's a scary pullback up. Obviously, I'm out at my break even. Could be a last kiss. Definitely reason to pause. Oh yeah, look at that, man. Whacked me out, and now it's just gonna keep running. I'm not gonna go at it again though. If you want an entry, Anth, your entry should be the break the low. I think that would be a good entry. Actually, if you look at the 5 minute, you got a little hammer you could have entered on. If you look at the 1 minute, you got a bear flag setting up right now, and you could take the entry on the low of 397 and change. What is it? 397.94. So breaking that, that would be your entry. If you wanted a little higher than the low of the day. Hmm. That's fucked up. We call that slippage, Anthony. I'm sorry to hear it. Mm-hmm. Oh, didn't even realize we're still up and running. I'm sitting here. I'm actually lecturing a friend of mine on food quality. It's amazing what the government lets people put in their bodies. Nobody realizes it. Everybody's sick, and all they do is treat the symptoms, right? If you had a sick tree with sick leaves, you don't treat the leaves, right? You treat the soil around it. You treat everything that's going into that tree. But yet, our modern medicine here in the States, they just, treat the symptom. And the symptom is just telling you that your body's not healthy. So you have to do what you need to do to make your body healthy, give it the best chance possible. So I know people who are entirely overweight on medication. I mean, before you start poisoning your body with medications and things like that, wouldn't you first give your body every benefit of the doubt and all the support and then make it healthy? And look at what regular meats and grass fed meats do to your body. The regular meat, um, it's just atrocious, man. It's cancer causing. grain-fed beefs, it's cancer causing, causes inflammation. Inflammation is the backbone of every disease in our body. It all starts with inflammation. And I mean, if you talk to rheumatologists, they'll tell you about that. So, and a cow wouldn't live 3 years if you just grain fed them, or the diet they use in these mass food plots, where they're raising all this cattle. So they're sending these animals in and they're cutting cancers out of these animals before slaughtering them or after slaughtering them, cutting out all this decaying cancerous meat and throwing it away and feeding you what's left. And you're just eating sick food, man. And it's blatantly obvious. And over the next 10 years, you're going to see that the food industry get attacked, although they have the support of the pharmaceuticals, because if you stay sick, the pharmaceuticals stay profitable. But grass-fed, grass-finished meat, the way a cow is supposed to be raised, I think has 57 times the omega-3s that regular grass-fed meats are. Omega-6s are toxic and cause inflammation. And we eat, or the human eats, 20 times the recommended allowance of omega-6 a day, or 20 times the amount that would cause inflammation in your body each day. And it's basically the processed foods and the meats and shit like that, things that come from a can and, all the crap that they put in it. And look, if nature doesn't grow it, don't eat it. It's that fucking simple. And I mean, think like an animal, which is what you are. You're an animal. What would you be eating? You wouldn't even be eating potatoes, not regularly. You'd be eating primarily a protein diet, because that's all that was accessible to us. Club of bison over the head, club of mammoth over the head, and that's what you're eating. And you're not eating in such an abundance. The body naturally has to starve, which it's not really starving, but feel hungry. And when you're feeling hungry, it's actually cleaning your body, cleaning the toxins, cleaning the excess of fats and cholesterols out of your blood system, because that's what it breaks down for fuel. But everybody's body is so accustomed to running on carbohydrates and sugars now that most people's bodies don't know how to burn fats, right? So right away it burns, it processes those carbohydrates. When you eat those carbohydrates, it looks at it, it thinks it's sugars, and it just stores it, on your ass, on your belly, on your legs, and then it slowly starts processing other fuels in your body. So you cut those carbohydrates out, those sugars out, and your body remembers how to burn fats and live off of fats and create energy out of fats, which that's the only problem with people there, and obesity. Their bodies are not aware of how to utilize the fats in their bodies. That's what fasting does for you. If you start fasting, you reboot your body to learn how to burn fats. And they call it the keto diet or keto diet. And it's not even a diet, man. It's the proper nutrition for the human body, which is, no carbs, no starches, no grains, or very, very few, and majority of proteins and shit. And there's some, nonsense information out there about, like you shouldn't eat so much meat and you shouldn't eat so much protein. Yeah, you shouldn't eat the stuff that's coming off the shelves that are regularly processed, because the shit's cancerous. So they're right along that, but they don't realize, or nobody's doing the homework, that if it's grass-fed, grass-finished beef, it's a superfood for your body. It's giving you all the nutrients, all the minerals, all the amino acids that your body needs. It's giving you tons of omega-3s, very little omega-6s. You're actually fighting inflammation. So you could reverse heart disease and rheumatoid arthritis and all that shit. And when I was in my 40s, I started having problems with my knees. And in the gym, I was listening to some dude talk about how his doctor took him off red meat and everything, and his knees cleared up, and he feels good. And I said, yo, that's interesting, but you need protein, you need complex protein. So that's when I started doing my homework and doing my studying, and learned that it's clean foods that you need. So I started my game diet, and I really got strict on that sort of diet maybe 2 years ago, and ever since then I have no problems with my knees. I can go up and downstairs, no problem. And I actually have metal plates around my hip. I used to race motorcycles, wasn't really that good at it, and I ended up screwing up my legs and my hips. Not screwing them up, just breaking them. So I have rods in my legs and plates in my hips, and I have absolutely no problem with them ever since I went to a game diet. When I can't get wild game, it's just grass fed, grass finished beef. I just prefer venison, just taste wise. But as far as nutrients go, the grass fed, grass finished meat are the same. So anyway, I'm going off on this rant today because I'm not really doing much as far as trading. Already got my gravy in, so I'm on the rant. So everybody out there who's on drugs, and dude, I have 4 stents in my heart, and I earned them as a young man. Very wild lifestyle. I do not take any statins or any drugs whatsoever, at least not prescription. I I manage my body entirely on my diet, my nutrition, and I don't suffer either. Like, yeah, I have my cheat days. I eat and drink grass finished milks. So, yeah, like when I want to indulge, I'll have a nasty ass cookie and my grass finished milk, which has tremendous amounts of CLAs, which are good for inflammation, good for heart disease, things like that. So, that first, man. I mean, at the very least, that's what I'm going to do first before I have to have a team of people to help me survive. I mean, I don't like the idea that it takes a team for me to survive. I want to be able to be dropped in the woods and be able to sustain myself, not have to worry about my medication and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's no life for me. If I can't live and cohabitate on this earth with what is on this earth naturally, I don't want to live. It's a wrap, baby. It's a wrap. So anyway, even the cholesterol counts are ridiculous. Like, it's such archaic thinking, so your cholesterol can be high, but you got to see what the breakdown is. If it's LDLs and HDLs and things like that. So, my cholesterol isn't by Surgeon General standards, but my arteries are clear, now, and I'm not building plaque or anything. And the plaque in your arteries are built up from all the shit and the chemicals that are in your foods. It damages your arteries, and then the plaque is the fast patch. It's the stucco or the plaster to patch up those damages, and then forget about it. It just gets caked up and clogged out, because you're just constantly putting poison into your bodies. Get clean, man. Get clean. And learn about fasting. It's like the cure-all. Actually, they've done studies, and they do this shit in Russia and China, where the pharmaceutical industry isn't as dominant as it is here. And even Europe, you can find good studies. You got to do a lot of homework. But people who were taking chemotherapy, they actually had them fast 2 or 3 days later, and they overcame the chemotherapy quicker than people who were doing chemotherapy and on a regular diet. They were able to endure it. So when you fast, it cleans out the toxins. It boosts your immune system. And that's it. Yo, dude, if you don't feel real hungry, almost weak every day, you're literally, I wouldn't say poisoning your system, but you're voiding any cleaning mechanisms your body has built for your cardiovascular system and your blood system and your respiratory system that they built over like 10 million years, And here you have the medical industry that's less than like 2,000 years old, and they know better. They know better by steering you away from what naturally helped you survive over 10 million years. Yep, I'm on a rant. Lots of rants. Just like that Lamaze shit, I remember when I was with my wife, and she wanted to do it. My girlfriend, she wanted to do it. So cool. I indulged her, but they had to sit there and teach women how to do exactly what they've been doing for 10 million fucking years. I couldn't even believe I was sitting there listening to all this nonsense, and everybody was eating this up like they weren't going to be able to have this kid. The American Indian would be riding a horse, hop off, drop the baby, get back on the horse, and keep going to the winter resting grounds. It's amazing. It's amazing what sheep people are. And yeah, how they follow such bullshit. I mean, that's how I made money as a broker. I mean, everybody needs a leader. You could call the richest man in the world, say something with authority, boom, and they follow you. Oh, that's it. Dave's on a rant. That's all right. You guys know me, so you'll listen to my nonsense and indulge me. Not that it's nonsense, man. This is the reality of it. In this ridiculous society that we're building with political correctness. And it's the, that whole body shaming bullshit that everybody said, oh, yeah, no body shaming. No, get the fuck out of here. It's not about body shaming. It's about good health, man. I mean, if you look like a pear or an apple, you're not healthy. It's that fucking simple, right? We know what the human body should look like. It should be sexy and beautiful and hard and muscular. And yet, it's attractive because we feel inside that that's a good specimen to breed with. I mean, that's why we find it attractive. It's not superficial. The PC shit is what's superficial. It's not real. You know what I mean? Our body is telling us, yo, that's a sexy specimen. She looks healthy. She looks good. You should have children with that. That's why she's sexy, because that's what you should have children with. Or with a guy. The guy has a nice V shape, big shoulders, some abs, I mean, subconsciously, a woman is being told that that is a healthy specimen to procreate with. That's what's happening. That's why sexy is sexy. It's all the ugly people, ugly fat people. Oh, it's politically incorrect. No, man. Put down the McDonald's, pick up a raw pepper, and join the party, man. Take good care of your body. You're happier, you're healthier, you're less of a burden on society. We could share the seats on the airplanes without you spilling over into my seat that I had to pay $700 for. I have no patience for it. And now this whole race thing, man, fucking ridiculous. So ridiculous. I mean, the anti-race parameter is like racist, and you have, like Indian movies or, Indian month and black entertainment, black business, and all this shit. Go out there, put a white business out there. And not that I resent black business, but I mean, it's just promoting segregation. I mean, I've gone on this rant before. I mean, in my neighborhoods or my neighborhoods, they're wealthy neighborhoods. You have to be educated, you have to be intelligent, you have to be successful, you have to have self-discipline, self-respect. And dude, every color on the rainbow lives in my neighborhoods. You know what color we're worried about? We're worried about green. That's it. Green. Green money and green front lawns. And you're welcome. We're happy to have you. And we even like the diversity better because it makes for a really good barbecue, Nothing sucks worse than a weekend barbecue where you just have burgers, right? You get some black folks, you get some Indian folks, you get some Chinese folks. Everybody brings a dish. It's a great party. But all the ignorant bastards, like the BLMs, and all those bozos that supported the BLMs, they want to homogenize society. Or not even. I mean, that would be the intelligent ones. I mean, the BLM supporters, I mean, basically, they want to destroy the society. But they do live in my neighborhoods. Those people who run those organizations exploit the ignorant and poor. They live in my communities because they make a lot of money doing that shit, along with the politicians. So if you don't agree, give me a thumbs down. If you do agree, hit the likes, hit the likes, hit the likes. You can't even talk about race. You can't joke about race You can't joke about cultural differences. You can't talk about culture. It's ridiculous. I mean, what is travel about? Travel is not about going to Disney World or hitting the beach. Travel is about going to different cultures and experiencing different things. Different mannerisms, different expressions, different foods, different customs. So you might as well eliminate travel. Or travel is racist. That's another way of looking at it. You're racist if you enjoy travel. Oh, I got a like. Yo, and shall we go off on the rant about the slave issue? With all these people belly aching and bitching about slavery. Yo, I don't know one person who's been a slave here in the States. And I don't know one person alive who's owned a slave. I mean, it's what went on in history. It's not right for us now. That's it. Get on with it. Let's move on. I mean, we wouldn't tolerate that shit now. Although you go to Africa, tons of slaves, tons of fucking slaves, people, enslaved all over the world. That's the reality of it. You want to condemn people because they own slaves when it was period appropriate. I mean, it's not a pretty part of our human nature, but it's existed for longer than not supporting slavery has existed. And I'm not just talking about the very brief period in American history. I'm talking about like from the beginning of time, man. People have been enslaving weaker populations. From the beginning. I mean, Indians have done it to other Indians, American and Native Americans. So you see it all over South and Central America, done amongst their people, amongst different tribes. You see it all over Egypt. You've seen it all over Rome and Europe and things like that. People enslave people, and they do it to this day, man. Green baby. Yeah. Hey, Nick, where you been? Everybody joins me when I'm ranting and raving. So yeah, man, I don't want to see them tear it. We don't celebrate any of our founding fathers because of slavery. That's a shame that they participated in it, but we celebrate them for their initiative and their bravery to come and avoid taxes and be treasonous to their ruling government and create America. And yes, the reality is that our founding fathers were slave owning treasonous tax dodgers, when you boil it down. And it was a good idea. I would have done the same. Well, you know what? I don't know. I mean, if it's period specific, I don't know that I wouldn't have participated in slavery. I mean, I don't agree with it now, but if it's all around you, I mean, that's pretty arrogant to say that you would be opposed to it. Although there are a lot of people that are into it. But you know what? I mean, there are a lot of people into fucking China right now and buying Chinese products and the whole nine yards. And the reality is that this is a scourge on society, if you ask me. And all the human rights that everybody's bitching and moaning and carrying on about here in the States are violated over in China. And yet, everybody's out there buying their Apples and buying their iPods and investing in companies that participate in China. Hypocrites. All this and I'm not even drinking. No drugs. I don't even know what makes me pop. I haven't went off on a tangent in a long time. I'm just done. Actually, you know what did it? My buddy who has health problems and is like 80 pounds overweight. That's who did it. It frustrates me. Oh, and I guess that crazy guy I trade with, he's doing well. So you got to see he's like on this euphoric rant on the text. That's all right. The market goes against him. I'll be getting pictures of his kids again. Cool, I appreciate it. Hey, if you watch the daily wraps, just don't forget to like it and maybe make a comment. It works for my algorithms. And I had some people who are supposed to be promoting the channel, but they really fell off. They took a vacation like in June or July and haven't been the same ever since. So you could see the diminishing subscribers and views and all that shit. But I try to be here every day for hours, putting in the time, making the wrap-ups. So we got to get support to keep Dave motivated if everybody likes that. So, yeah, maybe you could, do all the likes. Like right now, man, everybody, oh, look at that. Tons of people dropped off. I guess I touched on a sore nerve. But hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit the likes. Then you could hit the road. Oh, okay. I see why everything looks so strange on that chart. Dink. Anything ripping? We got Tesla trading back. Oh, Viacom's starting to wake up. Good morning, sunshine. Verizon's dipping back, so you could buy that on dips. ExxonMobil is just holding its own. Oh, Bank of America. Did I mention that? I like Bank of America on dips. I don't know if I put that in any of my morning meetings or wrap-ups. Oh, yeah, and Dylan, we have I've been doing like a morning meeting, and so I just give you a little spin on what I'm looking at, how I feel. Sometimes it's comprehensive, sometimes it's flaky, depending on my moods. But it may be of some value to you. So check them out. Check them out. I usually do them between 9 and 9:30, and then we get them out there shortly after. So if you missed the morning meeting, you could hop over and take a look at that. I talk about the 10-year or, what I think is going to affect the market, what to watch out for. Things like that. It's a lot more professional than my stream. Not much, but, or I guess it is a lot more professional, not really professional. So we made a lower high on the daily. Do I have a daily up there? I don't. But if you look at a daily chart, which y'all should be doing and jumping from chart to chart, we're making we made a lower high yesterday, and if we continue down again, then we're just in a bear market, really. We're in a downtrend. I mean, that's the bottom line. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like somewhere in the 4100s, 4150 or so before the end of October. But I think going through November, we should get some movement to the upside. I'm still kind of hanging on to the concept that the upside, the upside is possible. The economy looks good. I think people want to see your face. Man, I got a face for radio. You don't want to see my face. No, that's not true. I was always a good-looking guy. Now I'm just an old guy, and you might be able to see that I was a good-looking guy. But yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I don't even like the sound of my voice. It's really hard for me to listen to my videos, and yeah, I mean, my face isn't what makes money. Even the business model changed. So yeah, at that point we had the very aggressive players, and we were just looking to build, the general foundation and deal with the masses, But the guys that I built under those circumstances were the guys that dealt with the high net worth individuals and, very aggressive trading and big dollar tickets like, $1 million trades and, multi-million dollar trades and shit like that. But anyway, So yeah, man, um, I'm sure the masses would like to see my face. But dude, I have spent a lifetime isolating myself from the masses. And you know, I mean, once that happens and I start getting a lot of people, that's when I start getting the crybabies. You know, the people who can't have all these accusations instead of just looking at what's going on the stream, right? So you know, I'll start getting the emails. Why don't you show your accounts, or why don't you show your trades? The fuck out of here. Why don't you show your accounts? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you don't need to count my money. Just look at what I'm doing here. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and move on. If it does work, then participate and make money. So anyway, those are the people I'm looking for. So yeah, it's slow, but I'll bet there's probably 200,000 people out there who are like-minded, what I consider like-minded. I'm just going to have to hit, you know, most of the population in order to find those 200,000 people. So if I had somebody who is really into promoting this channel, we would probably have hit that by now. And that's a zinger to the guy who promotes the channel, because I know he's listening. Zing, zing, zing. So, yep, I'm in one of those moods. Damn, down to 2 likes. I bet he even dropped the channel. Down to 2 viewers. I peaked out at 6. But when that dude used to do his job, we'd peak out at like 37, 40, you know, within the first week. But that's all right. So it looks like we're just dying here, man. I really was expecting a sell-off. What time is it? 10:30. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. Got an hour in. And it just looks like we are range bound. It's like a summer day. I'm just thinking that they're going to tag this market on the close. I mean, there was a lot of money being made over the past week. And I'm thinking that nobody wants to go into the weekend with all those profits on the table. You know, it's be better to just take them and see what transpires over the weekend. And then we have who's voting today. I think the House has to vote on this extension, which it looks like it's going to happen. And then it goes to the president. Let me see. Talking about it. September's jobs report. Nah, they're still focused on jobs reports. Oh, yeah, Senate passed it. We're waiting on the House. And I thought the House was voting today. Probably do it tonight. Oh, no. House to vote on it in coming days. Yo, more reason to close your positions over the weekend. I mean, why would you want to sit in that with that looming over there? You know, light zinging to the Democrats. They may just end up cutting out. Love your voice. Got to be honest, you did flash your account once at the very beginning in one of your earlier videos. At the very beginning? Yeah, I was sloppy. Probably before I switched over to this trading platform, because I mean, I just have nickels and dimes in this trade station platform. These guys are very expensive, man. Very expensive. Like the other formats that I trade on, I mean, it cost me like 60 cents a contract, 65 cents a contract. This trade station, it cost me like $3.24 a contract. That's ridiculous. So I just keep enough in there to keep the software open and trade enough so that there's no open account fees or anything like that. And then if I want to experiment with something, this is the account that I'll experiment with. Yeah, okay. But hey, Tommy, you could have kept that a secret, man. Well, you just divulged that to 2 other people. It's weird that you caught it because I know you usually work and just keep me going in the background. So, that's, I mean, you probably just looked up at the right time and spotted it. But actually, I kind of break it up amongst a lot of different. Yeah, I guess they would, man, and that's a lot of hours. These guys go bust. I get a payout. I get insured. I'm insured. And even SIPC or FDIC, you're insured, ensuring that you get that amount. So they'll seize the firm, seize all the assets, seize all the trading accounts, and then figure out what you're getting paid on the dollar. And I've seen it as low as 10 cents on the dollar. The best I've ever seen was 60 cents on the dollar that people got paid out because it goes into a receivership thing out. Happened to my firm once too. Back in the I think it was 2000. The clearing firm went under, and I had actually gotten wind of it because I stay on top of that shit, and we actually managed to ACAT or electronically transfer all the time. Because once it goes into receivership, you lose control of all the accounts. So as a brokerage firm, if my clearing firm went into receivership, all my clients' funds were my brokerage firm was in fine financial condition. Um, so we managed to get out, and within days, the firm went into receivership. Like they filed a net cap non-compliance, and then that's it. They lock it up as soon as you file that. And there's really no way of knowing until the firm files the net cap non-compliance. We knew because I'm just a sneaky son of a gun, and I like to keep an eye on everything around me. But man, we actually did a tape-to-tape transfer, and the firm, I went from one firm to another, and the firm I went to, they were just on the ball, man. I mean, it was a lot of assets they were going to get under their house, and my firm was known, so it was a lot of money that they knew they were going to make, so they broke their ass, man. I mean, they worked through the night for days to do that tape to tape, and those babies came over. And then I had some buddies who cleared through the firm that was going under, and oh man, they got hurt. I mean, a lot of them ended up having to shut their doors because I mean, your assets are tied up, your client base is tied up for like 6 months, so it's like starting from scratch. You have no client base. It was an interesting industry. No, man, you saw it too. I don't know which one you saw. I mean, I don't know which account it was. So I guess it was a good one, man. If it coaxed you to stick around and hit the like button. It was probably a trading account, though. I doubt it was an investing account because that's never been on a computer with streaming capabilities. Go baby, go baby, go. And then I have to change all my fuel filters, check my fuel tanks, make sure there's no little buggy. Lots to do, lots to do, lots to do. What else do I have to do? Got to get a ton of shit off this boat that I put on the boat that I figured would help me like 3 years ago and never touched it. So I'm putting my hand on everything on the boat. And if I haven't touched it in the last year, it's gone. It's getting off the boat. Got to make some weight room. I mean, right down to clothes. I mean, I have clothes on here, and I wear the same shit when I'm on the boat, you know? Just a smelly old white guy on a boat with all this nice clothes. That shit's all gone too. Gone, gone, gone. Oh, and I have to check my stove. Make sure my stove works. Yeah, you know what? No, break it this low, but it's a good trade. But yeah, you know, I took a nice position on that last enjoying my mental masturbation and daydream. But yeah, man, this is a good break, and nothing looks overextended. So I wouldn't be too well. You know what? The 30-minute is slightly overextended, but it's not impossible to see another 10 points, 86, which I think is what the target is on this. The 60-minute is not overextended at all, and the daily is certainly not overextended. So this could be the first move to the close of the gap between Thursday and Wednesday. So this might be a really nice play for you. Hopefully you get your two stickies back. Well, if you're going to put a limit, I usually put a limit at the ask if I'm looking to buy, or a limit at the sell, if at the bid if I'm